how can I be a sponsor to an alien relative or friend or what have you? And so this typically comes up in cases where there is some form of, let's say, an adjustment of status, and an alien needs someone to support them and to sponsor them, which really means, in essence, to vouch for them in front of USCIS and the government bodies, and to say that in the event that this alien defaults on his commitment, and in the event that this alien tries to become what's called a public charge, meaning they try to get public benefits such as welfare or food stamps or things like that, we will step in. And so what this means is that the government can really sue the individual that's sponsoring. Although that's very, 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 very rare of an occurrence, it is something that possibly happen. Okay, and so the way to think about the sponsorship requirement, there are generally two pieces. So one of them is your income, and so do you make above a certain line, and that's by far the most important part. And so you need to make at least 125% of the what's called the HHS poverty guidelines, and so they vary every year, and they depend on your they depend on how many people are in your household. And so generally it starts a little bit over 20,000, and then for two people, and then for each additional person you just add another I think it's about $5,500 per additional person to meet those guidelines. And so first one is the income piece, and to showcase that you can provide W-2s, 1099s, and tax returns, especially last year's tax return, and make sure that that shows that you're making enough. And second, and this is optional, you can show your assets. So if you have a lot of money in the bank, or you have more liquid assets, you can put those in, and generally even those, because your guarantee is typically 3 to 5 years, and for most people it's 5 years until they become a U.S. citizen, you have to show that you can guarantee, or you have enough assets that are at least that number of years times the the poverty guidelines, the 125% of the poverty guidelines. One important thing to note here is that for military families, or someone that's in the military in active duty, they do not have to meet the 125% poverty guideline requirement. It can just be 100% guidelines, 100% of the poverty guidelines requirements. And those are some of the things to look at while you're trying to sponsor an alien. Thank you.